All right, guys, we are at the Bellwood Flea Market, which also used to be the Bellwood Drive-In Theater. Right there above that office, or to the side of that office, somewhere in that area was the big screen. Some people said there were two screens. Again, I never went to a movie here. Always wanted to, but about the time that I think we decided we'd come to a movie, which was a big deal back then. It was a lot of money, and you had to get the kids together and do the whole thing, so we didn't ever do it. A storm came through and blew the sign down. I believe something else happened one time with some snow. You guys that are local and know, feel free to flood the comments and tell us anything about it. Love to know more. Don't know the history unless somebody tells us. But as you can see, we are January 2nd. December 29th was the last day. So hopefully they'll let us through the gate here. I don't know why they wouldn't, because I guess they're gone, they're done. But they're still in there doing some work. And it looks like actually an excavator or a skid steer or something over there in the distance. So they're getting ready to start some groundwork, but this facility is going to become another set of apartments. It's a shame to see, but I guess progression has to take place. There's going to be some office fronts in here, which will be good for us business-wise. There'll probably be some coffee shops and some sandwich shops, and there will be an anchor, from what we're told, there will be an anchor gas station. So I'd have to assume probably a Sheetz, because we got Wawa down the road. But there will be an anchor gas station here, which will also probably be good. But a lot of memories here. I did come to the flea market several times, and I know people that were frequenters here every weekend. All the parking over there, all the parking through here, all the parking in there. I don't know the full demographic on this property, but I think it's somewhere in the 30 to 40 acre size. It's big. It's one of the biggest parcels left. I'll do a little research and try to put it in the comments as far as that goes. But it's just crazy. One more thing changed and gone just in our little stretch right here of US Route 1, old Jeff Davis Highway. Right through the woods here is 95. So this is a huge thoroughfare. Just so you guys know a little lay of the land, the car lot is just that way, 3/4 of a mile, about a quarter mile, the off-road shop, our service shop across the road, a storage building there that we lease out to a guy for prepping his cars, car lot. And then we've got a speed shop here, our speed shop over there, 7-Eleven on the corner, which has been there as far as I can ever remember. So a lot of traffic through here. Let's go in. Let's see if we can get inside without getting kicked out. All right, guys, it is chilly out here, but I'm glad we took the time. We just finished having a very good, long conversation with the nice gentleman right there that's actually worked here, and he's married to the daughter of the lady that ran this place, and I guess she owned it. But a lot of things were clarified. There were actually two screens. 1947 is when this place opened, a long, long time ago. And she actually met her husband here on the playground over there as a child at 14. Yep. And got married at 15. So that's pretty crazy. But all of their children, everybody's always worked in this business here. They got bought out by a cinema company sometime in the 80s. And the last screen came down in the 90s. And I've always thought it came down in a storm. But they said they took it down. So can't dispute that. 250 sellers here on average usually. And a couple thousand buyers was the norm for the flea market. And if you look across here, there's not much left. All these buckets and all these concrete buckets full of concrete were holding tents and other things over the years. And all of it's now, except for the last one over there, which they're cleaning up now, that's all that's left. So there was a lot of people that were here every single weekend. The flea market opened, did you say 70? Yeah. 70. So they would do the nighttime movies. Sometimes they had all night movies, but they would do the nighttime movies here. It went to two screens when it got so popular so they could play different things. And then the next day, the flea market would start. So they were using it for all the purposes they could. They got every little piece of revenue. 40 acres, or right at it. He says it's a mile, and I think it's a quarter mile. It's probably a mile. He said the circumference of this property goes around about a mile. And it borders, so it's a killer piece of property. You guys know, I love property. It's got an access through here. It's got an access on Willis Road. It's got an access on Route 1. and I think it taps into a small little side road or something over here. So it is circumferenced by streets. That's amazing. Not only is it a corner, but it's like a freaking island around streets. So for a contractor and developer, which is what it's going to be, they're bringing in equipment now. Man, goodness gracious. They didn't take long. I didn't know it'd be that fast. But January 15th is like big time construction day, but they're starting to move stuff in now. Equipment's rolling in left and right. So they're gonna start boring, finding different sites, getting dirt work done, and then they'll obviously tear all this stuff up, take everything down. It's gonna look real different real quick, so we're gonna keep you guys involved with it. We'll bring you along for some more. This was a spot that we stopped out front a lot to do videos in the early days. I don't even know if any of those are even still on our channel, but this was a happening place. Now, a lot of people say flea market, they think of dirty, whatever. They sold brand new tools here. They sold equipment here. Yes, of course, there's some crazy stories of people buying stolen stuff here. I've heard stories of people buying collections of things and finding, valuable coins. I've heard a lot of stories that came out of this place because there's a lot of every weekend people that came here, and they were faithful. I think you could even buy a pass to get in. I'm sure over the years they had a lot of different things, but it's really unusual to see it so empty. This is a sprawling piece of property. I mean, for it to all be pretty much blacktop like it is, they did a great job back obviously in the day when you could pay for something. I'm sure it got blacktopped one time and never again since. It's pretty darn impressive. It's beyond impressive. Those are the bathrooms, and I think that was the concession area. Again, one of the big screens. If you guys are from around here, please feel free to drop your comments in, drop your memories in. It's not going to look like this much longer. And again, as I said earlier, I know there's going to be an anchor gas station. There might be some other anchor stores, but the main thing is going to be a complex of apartments, mixed living, whatever the current name is for it, where there's like bottom sections of coffee shops and top sections of apartments. And they're going to be able to put a bunch of them here because we just rode past one that is, I don't know how many units, but they did it on like a couple, 3 acres. They got a huge facility here to work with. So I'm sure it's going to be section after section after section over time, but it's going to be pretty cool. But really cool, I think Belinda was her name. We got on the phone. That was really neat, and I did get her number, so if we have any future questions or anything, we'll be able to ask, and maybe we'll be able to bring you like a progression of this as we get a minute to stop in here as it's taking place. But 1947, there's a lot of history, and guys, I cannot tell you how much of it is changing. We brought you that video the other day from down in Ettrick with a good friend of ours, Rock Bates. Been in there since the 50s. Our family shop since the 50s. If I was not able to take that property and purchase it, it would have gone to some type of development, I'm sure. Everything is changing. Gray Line Auto Parts, so many other things up and down through here. So many other businesses are just, they're done. They're gone, they're closing up. They can't swing what it costs to stay in business these days, get employees, pay their taxes, pay their employment stuff. It's just a lot, man. It's changing rapidly, and it's unfortunate. Everything is going to big business and corporate, and I'll bring you another video about some other stuff, about some other shops and some unfortunate situations and some dealerships. I mean, there's so much going on right now. The controversies, the stuff behind the scenes, the stuff we know about that others might not know about, it's just nuts. So, but we had a quick minute to be here. We wanted to bring you guys a little bit of stuff. Might be getting kicked out, so we might have to go. Thanks, guys. Appreciate the support. We'll bring you more on this as we know more.